You got YouTube? You got YouTube? There we go. Better get started in a minute, y'all. Give us a second. Oh, potential students. We're gonna get this thing right, y'all. We're gonna get everything up and rolling. Oh, you what's going on? I used to care stuff. It should be up to one of them. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I see it. All right, y'all. Lord Christ Israel, preaching off Bar Yard and the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, teaching up under Commander Jimmy Yohana. Then we had IHBK Augusta, Georgia, IHBK South Carolina camp, and we got a powerful topic that we're going in today. We're going to talk about a topic that's affecting the whole nation of Israel as a whole, as far as our selfishness, man. As far as building up, strengthening up our nation with this brotherhood and sisterhood, we got to touch on this topic. When you look outside in the world, man, something that we suffer from deeply is that selfishness of caring for your nation, the selfishness of not thinking of yourself or of your own gain in your own families and starting to look at us as a nation as a whole again. You remember the spirit of black people in the 70s and the 50s of how we were so strong and how we all moved as one. And even though it wasn't the right leadership, we still had a representation of what leadership was. And it wasn't real leadership because they failed. And they didn't even have the right formula to bring our people out of the hell. They didn't really have the right tools and the right constitution to bring our people out of the hell that they're in within these four corners of the earth that we are in, is located as the lost. So, I'm gonna bring out a scripture, man, which is one of my favorite scriptures. You already know what it is. Let's get Zephaniah 2:1. We're gonna start off with Zephaniah 2:1. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. The reason why I love that passage says, "Oh, nation not desired," is because we have to remind our people that we are not desired in this place. Nobody cares about blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Nobody. We don't give a damn about what gifts our oppressor gives you. We're just gonna touch on that too. How about a gift destroys the heart? No, our person he did something very strategic and well in this warfare, in the spiritual warfare that he created, as far as separating us. One of the first things that our oppressor has did is he broke off all communication. You could tell, you could walk down the street. 'Cause you know how we got to strengthen up that brotherhood. I love seeing. I was so. I'm gonna tell you something, right? When I first came into the truth, right? I was young. You know what I'm saying? I was from the street young. You know what I'm saying? If I seen a nigga with a beard, I thought he was in the school. I thought he was in the truth. It was around the time when beards wasn't cool, unless you're from Philly, like I. But if I see the brother with a beard, man, I thought he was in the truth. I'm saying? And then you know how you walk past, even still to this day, man, I love seeing my brothers, man. I walk past them, I want to say, hey man, how you doing? And your brothers will still look at you like, oh, man, what the hell going on with this nice ass nigga, man? It's terrible. You know what I'm saying? We can't even walk past each other and give a good little pound. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up? Meanwhile, you could just go into a regular public spot. Man, I had a long day today. You know, I'm moving around running some errands, you know, slave and everything like that. You know what I mean? You'll see two oppressors talking, start a regular conversation, talk about, you know, holidays or, you know what I mean, politics. You know what I'm saying? They politicking on another level, strengthening up their, you know, the brotherhood between them and their nation. Go ahead.
What you bring it up is, you know, school. A lot of us, if not all of us, are pretty much looking at each other like, I came into the truth, like a little bit before I came into the truth. I say that I didn't even recognize nothing black men with my brother when I was with my friends. It's like, what the nigga looking at?
Yeah,
You
right,
know
right,
what I'm
right,
saying?
right. Yeah, yeah,
Like, you kind of look at everybody like, you know what I'm saying? But then it was wrong. They
yeah.
figured on a deep that first level of evil out towards your brother on top of the oppressor.
Hey, that's
Maybe
28 and 54, right? 28 and 54.
yeah, somewhere.
I was just gonna pull that.
In there. I
Mhm.
mean, he still can pull it, but I just bring it up. That's not being able to have a basic
I mean, this is what our president did. You know, we broke off all communication. Like, I said it before in a couple of classes ago, like, ain't gonna cut you off, is that, you know, I was in a neighborhood where it's majority black, you know, back in the days, and that's all we did was talk to each other. That's all we did. The city man, the mechanic man, the dude, the candy lady. I mean, everything was so close. And then again, you know, it wasn't legit business, you know, as far as, you know, I mean, getting the LLC and all the other crap. We had hood politics. We knew, we knew, we knew somebody who knew somebody. You know what I'm saying? The communication was there. I mean, you couldn't go nowhere. I mean, it's new to me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even though, you know, we born in the 90s, still new to not talk to your fellow brother. You know, this is something that's been strategically done to us. This not didn't happen on purpose. Even to where, you know what I mean, to be a grown man and scared to talk to his own women. Like I, I had I taught a class about this a whole while ago, like probably a few years ago now. You literally got black men who don't really want to walk up to black women anymore. That's strange.
like cook.
Uh-huh.
Act like they scared of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And part of that is because just why you bring it out so heavy is we don't even realize how struggle we are. Something I literally just meditated about yesterday was I was like, yo, and Junior Honda was saying black people have a low self esteem,
Mm-hmm.
and you know they have a low self esteem because you know somebody or getting disrespected.
Yeah.
When all a man has in this world is self-respect, and he anybody let you know. So
Yeah.
you understand what I'm saying? I seen a clip. This is my first time bringing up Pop the Balloon on here, where he told the sister, like, listen, man, this because what you wearing, you know what I'm saying? She was wearing a designer,
Yeah.
and it's we don't even understand real value. You understand what I'm saying? We don't understand real value. We don't understand. You understand? Poor sister, and we just shout out.
I'm glad you said that. I'm actually glad you said that. You know, and I'm glad you mentioned pop the balloon specifically. I'm glad you said that. I thought I brought this up before, but I'm gonna say it again. Let me tell you how retarded this is. Right? Gather yourself together, O nation not desire, right? To gather ourselves together, we gotta fix that bull crap first. We gotta start that. First, what we have to do is we have to recognize that there's a problem. And we all have the same common enemy. You know what I mean? We don't have an identity. You know, but I'm glad he brought up that pop the balloon because I remember saying it a while back how dumb women are, how dumb this whole thing of a relationship. I don't know who came up with this show. Now, this show has been successful in the. I'm not really sure if they and I doubt they have been successful. And their intended goal was to get brothers and sisters together. I doubt that. But what I know what they are successful at, what they have been successful in doing, is showing how retarded black women are when it comes to what they think a real man is. First of all, I understand. Let me tell you. And I'm a sidebar right quick. I know we got a lot to get into, and this is going to be a part of the topic. This woman denied a brother. I'm talking about the brothers, you know what I mean? Handsome brother. Got all the qualities, you know what I'm saying? Make some money and everything like that. And she said, you know what? And I like it, but it's just the jacket and the shoes. I just don't understand. Like, it's just a jacket and the shoes. Like, you can have the man that God gave. This is a man. God can give you a full man with all the qualities in the world. And the only reason you won't pick a brother, well, he should give a damn anyway about who you pick. If that's what you basing a real man off of, forget him. You ain't gonna make the right decision with the next man anyway. But sidebar, if this is what if jacket in the shoes is stopping you from getting with a real man or a brother who has the potential to become a better man, especially if he's up in here, then woman, you're gonna be single forever. And let me tell you why. This is like I said before. Why won't you just get with that? Because you're not going to come. A lot of our brothers and sisters, we want counterpart to come perfect in our own way, especially the women. I think brothers, you know what I'm saying. We kind of have that characteristic in us. Is like, she, she ain't what I want her to be, but I get it. We got that. Them sisters are, it's like you got to become, build a nigga already with everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, she never said, okay, I'm gonna get with the brother. And you know what I mean? And matter of fact, I just walked past the clothing store, and my father used to, wear that leather jacket. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I mean? And I would love to see that with my husband. I would love to see him wear this jacket. I would love to see him with these shoes. Now I don't know about the ugly ass jacket and them shoes when we first met. Those some ugly ass jacket and some shoes. But now I'm gonna go to him and say, "Hey, baby, I like you. I like to see you with these jacket and these." That sound wonderful for you? Y'all better pay y'all time. Y'all think y'all got the game guards out there, man. We the real game guards. We gonna give y'all some game today. Let's give them some game. Because y'all sisters ain't got nothing. Bad as hell, all the BBLs, the CDLs. You need a CDL. Actually, they got the women out there that drive the trucks with the BBL. Still no man. You don't need to be out 3 or 5 o'clock in the morning anyway. At all. You know what I'm saying? Gather yourself together, old nation not desired. Go ahead, Ash.
Look, get back to the scripture. You know what I'm saying? We bring this out from a couple different levels. Of course, we got to be together. The brotherhood got to be together. The other thing they got to do, like, on people.
Mm-hmm.
Understand that. And like, look at it, you know, ones that's among. Look, it's so bad. The ones who was hanging out with us, that was like, them Negroes too. They stopped calling them Native American. They just was with the Negroes. They was like, with the Negroes too. They were together. Negro man, all from the same. They didn't even give a damn if you was Native American. Black. They just said you was the same people. Right now, Negroes running around really Native American.
Wow. No, that's actually true. Yeah.
You know, and, then you know what I'm saying? Like, you got, what was it? Paul was chasing down the Israelites. You got your own people chasing you down and trying to get you about this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta look at our reality that nobody wants. And all we do, look at all the culture that we bring. You know, all the great Spanish Edomites, they love us. But if you over here, they want you to go saying and get up out of here. In the first place, man. This is why we need each other. You understand what I'm saying? This
Exactly.
is why we need to not be so sure we joining up with one another because that's how we become powerful, man. Any nation want to be powerful is going to have to look towards himself. And that's another man for power.
Mhm.
Esau get rid of power. He don't want to make the numbers. Black women have committed 20 million abortions.
Exactly. Exactly.
Out of 20 people, how many of them people would have had kids? How many of their kids would have? How many husbands and wives, 20 million babies they got?
A whole lot.
You understand? And then his about y'all since I was saying around 2012. They was thinking about y'all back then. I seen the whole video where they was like, "Oh yeah, this nigga, you know, a little bit Hispanic over here." I was like,
Black people say that.
white people think over in
Uh,
ones that was over there. Because of course they go there, you deal with they you be here long enough, it's like, okay, a lot of times Mexico they will use
yeah,
they all gonna move into apartments. More than one apartment.
it's actually gonna get like that in the black community real soon.
Yeah, it's already there.
It's already there.
You
But you know what I'm
know,
saying? But it's gonna have to become popularized because man, it's gonna get crazy out here.
once they build it, he goes from being a business. He hires his own or a group of them all get jobs, working. Esau look at you. Look at you
Mhm.
he the my damn mind, like,
Meanwhile, you the one cutting down the trees. Let's get Matthew 25 and 4. Gotta get to another
Matthew chapter 5 and verse 40.
Go ahead.
It says,
But hold on right there, quick, guys. This is the way we gotta think about our people as a whole. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be so crazy about our brothers and sisters, man, about exactly what this scripture is about to bring out. Parallel to this. Read.
it says, and he shall answer and say,
Mhm.
in so as much as ye have done it unto the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me.
Right. To the least of your brethren. What I mean by that is, I remember when Jenny Hanna was going in, and he was like, nobody cares about his brother that's drinking to the store, that's missing all his teeth in his mouth. Nobody cares about the sister who's homeless and she's bleeding all over herself and on a mystery cycle and she's living out in the middle of the street because she's been sexually abused. She's on drugs and she's selling her body out there on the corner. You just walk past them like they like don't even matter. Man, there's brothers that came into these schools that we are in right now that used to live their life only because somebody gave a damn. Somebody cared for them. Now you leave it up to some of your politicians and your celebrities and some of your NBA players, you know, walk past these brothers with all the wealth in the world and won't give them a dollar. Forget about giving them a dollar. You know what I mean? They want to give them a conversation. And that's something that our people really need, man. Our people really need the care and the love that you know what I mean that they have never seen before. And that only exists in the Israelite school of UPK. If you have done this to the least of my brethren, you have did it to me. And if we keep that and we add that to our two better, add that to our morale, you will see a whole wave change within this nation once we start adding that to us. Because look at the way we're living right now. I mean, just look at it. It's insane. It's totally insane. As far as like what represents the lifestyle in the black community right now. Like what represents us? 'Cause I tell you what, I can't even watch black television no more. It don't even exist no more to me. I can't watch BET. I can't watch VH1. I can't watch nothing. I remember it used to have some soul or some flavor to it. I love watching Martin, My Wife and Kids, something like that, where you could watch it and you could get a little black spirit. Now you got niggas with veneers with collar shirts on. They ain't talk about nothing. And all you see is people living alternative lifestyles on every movie and all these shows. They totally wipe us out. Commander Giuliano, we say that all the time. You about to get wiped out here. Oh, they did it. I just ain't never seen it like this. They wiped us out. My real about to watch a show called The Shining Night. I can, you know what I mean? I be into it a little bit. I be watching disgusting. She hate because I be talking through all the show. I be like, man, look at here. You know, read that again.
And the kings answered them, slash, kings answered and saying to them, in so as much as you have done it, unto thee, have done it unto me.
You have done it unto me. Go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
it's heavy too, because Christ is saying people to him. And that is a testament to show the Christ not. You take care. And that's something that the Christian church and all these other religions, especially is, you know, you understand what I'm saying? They got to clean up the Bible. It's like, you don't even look at it. You saying that's Christ. Christ will be able to take care of it. You understand what I'm saying? It's just like you take care of him. When they say you love, you don't even know how to do it. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? You don't understand that you love people above. Christ said something heavy, man. When Christ asked him to go heal his daughter, it is not, meaning it is not good to give the children's bread unto the dogs.
Pass it to dogs, yeah.
And to save everybody and not save the least of Christ's real people, which is so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to cast out what's for them to the dogs. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why the brother, you see him home, but you can give him something. Of course, you can give anything. And it's just like,
Mm-hmm. You good, you good, you good. Man, and that's very heavy as well, man, because man, it's just it's so important that we implement this as much as possible.
right.
Because our oppressor, he has an agenda. But that's the thing about it. You know, it's good to have an agenda, but he's been successful, and I'm talking about it, nailing it. Boom, 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 boom. One thing about our oppressor, he has an agenda. He stays on the narrow path with it. He'll do anything. Whatever. Hey, sis, how you doing? Shalom, Lord Christ, sis. Good to see you. We gonna get to you soon, sis. Gonna link up. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're gonna have some good events in Augusta. In 2 weeks, sis. Who's that? Y'all?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that was y'all. Lord Christ. So we about to get it in, y'all. Give me John 15 and 12 when you get. You get 41.
Yeah, it says, then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels.
Mm-hmm.
For I was in hunger, and he gave me no meat. I was thirsty, and he gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and he took me not in, and he clothed me not. Sick, and in prison, and he visited me not. Shall they also answer him, saying, when we saw, like, Lord, when we saw we being hungered or thirst, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister unto thee, then shall he answer them, saying, I say unto you, in so as much as ye did it not, like, did it not to the least, ye did it not to me.
Right.
And, and ye shall go away into everlasting life, but the righteousness into eternal life.
Right. I mean, so Christ was laying it all the way down. How you got to treat somebody. You know what I'm saying? You know, he always, you know, he watched his servant. He was a servant. He watched the prophet speak. You know what I mean? So he never really took. He took his high seat. You know, he was a general. So he gonna take that high seat, but he always showed you how to really be a brother to another brother. You know what I mean? Extend the hand to your brother in the time of need. Like that was so powerful. And then he gave his life for us. And that was the ultimate thing that he can do. You know, and I remember the general. breaking it down in a way where I didn't even understand. I was in a Christian church before, you know. I can't even say I was actually a Christian. Niggas just went to church. I guess that's what it was. I wasn't listening to none of that up in there. They used to force you to try to go in there and sing in the choir. All I remember was, grape juice, little thing that looked like a Mento, but it was made out of cloth. The bread, and it smelled like peppermint. That's all I remember. And it was a whole bunch of gossiping and lying. But coming back, I'm grown now. They were talking about who is effing who. You know what I'm saying? So, grown now. So we gonna pull another one. I want to get into that. We had another one at John 15, but it was another one right before that. I'm gonna get into give me old world beliefs. You know what I mean? Because that's something that we have to fight against. Once our people go, corporate America, celebrities, our people, what I mean, we want to join ourselves. Revelation 18:4 says, "You got to come out of her, my people, lest you partake in her sin." And that stopped this nation from building once we start to fall in love with this place and start to do everything that our president wants us to do. And I was watching this interview with Shannon Sharp, and I think it was Damon Wayans. He was talking about the more money you make, the more white people you see, and the less black people you see. He pushes away from everybody. You know what I'm saying? You become a different nigga when you get up there in that world. You know what I'm saying? And if you wonder why you go out into the hood, you can talk to the most regular. And that's the thing about it. When you enter into Hollywood and you enter into that world with our oppressors, man, you lose your soul. That guilt that you have. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our brothers, man, I love listening. I love looking at Warren Sapp interviews. You know what I mean? The old school football player brother. He still got that. You know what I mean? It's like Shannon Sharp. They still got that old school, flavor to them. I love listening to those brothers like that. But if you have to put those brothers in a certain, it's just like Deion Sanders too as well. You put them brothers in a certain position to where they have to make a decision to choose their people or their bread. They don't choose their bread. You know what I mean? That's not going to, you know what I mean? It's not going to have you respect those type of men when they don't really make the right decision to choose their people first. Because whether they know it or not, they're actually leaders. They're in a position where they can actually change some things in the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? In a financial position where they can actually make some things happen. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Saying is heavy, and Esau smart. He do that on purpose. He wanted to be where get closer to him, be further and further away. Because what he don't want you to do is to be with him, and then help bring.
Yeah.
That's why everybody got to do it in the covert work. Like Deion Sanders, know, okay, I'm gonna get paid to be a coach. I'm gonna get black coach. I'm trying to help the black kids and develop success in my program because he invented.
Yep.
But at the same time, he still make sure they keep enough pressure and enough heat on him in the media to where it's like, okay, you're doing a good job. You like it. But now he got a elect.
Almost them that had to beg his sons to be in the NBA, I mean NFL.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Then they punish his like coming out and they dressed the way he dressed because of his father.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like Allen Iverson. They hated Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson was selling those jerseys, had all the kids to be like him and everything. He is Allen Iverson was chilling. I like to party. I like to play basketball. I'm chilling. Yeah. Many stories of him looking at getting people playing. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't a bad person. He came from. So he dressed like where he came from. He had the braids. He hated the braids. So he on the braids and the afro.
Mm-hmm.
You would rather walk around. It started to lessen on I'm not saying we're supposed to. That's the
Right.
growing their hair back out again. Red, these afros, how to curve it. But he had hatred for your hair. You go to certain, this kid in your school because they teach her they wrestling books. They told my brother he had brains. He said, if you don't basketball team, brains on. That was something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And why was the coming from? Oh, the people like that. And those in charge, because when they're in charge, they get to local people in the league. So they want you to wear a suit to the game. Wow.
Of course.
So and that's the gap. You got to show Esau that you're willing to play ball for him to get it.
Of course. Like they don't want to see us in our true spirit of being together. Picture you just see is like I remember I believe as we already know, this probably was done on purpose too. You know what I'm saying? And it was done on purpose. You remember back in the days, it's like almost normal for us to hang. Nobody bothered us. You know what I'm saying? To see black people, I'm talking about this was like almost every day on the porch. You see black people just together all the time. Kid, this shit out here should be nothing but nothing but kids running around. You wake. I'm talking about they wake you up before the birds wake you up. The kids will wake you up first. You hear the swings, you hear the bikes, the chain on the bikes, all that. I knew what I was doing. We was outside, drinking out the water hose, going to the candy lady. You know what I'm saying? Sitting on the porch, licking popsicles, pointing at cars and ain't even eyes, telling some, yeah, that's my car. Right, right. Yeah. That's heavy too. That's a new ordering. Yeah, they don't even want you to see. They like our oppressors have been successful at their job. You know what I'm saying? To break off all communication from these people, separate them, starve them to death, make them think that you need them. I mean, make them think that we need the white man.
Slide. I could. We just I'm bringing this out before the gentleman. Our people, we try literally like situation.
Yes.
Everything we can do to get my football skills is above their football skills.
Mm-hmm.
My basketball skills, my golf skills is above this. Whatever you're good at, my music talent, you can be good.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Like everything we do is just like everybody else who destroy it. You understand? It's like, even with the music, right? They know that drill music is killing people. Helping boost up crime rate and it's helping.
Yeah, you know they do.
They could have made drill music illegal to put on YouTube.
Yeah.
They could have made it illegal to put on Spotify. If you rap about killing people, we're not gonna let you up. You know what they do? They let you rap. Some of y'all get famous and let the rest of y'all kill each other.
That's heavy. They should
everybody else. I just would have made it illegal.
But that's an argument. But that's an argument though, because if people when they come see that's something you got to use ours too as well. That was very heavy what you said. So now all the oppressors out there that think that yeah, y'all got that rap music. All they do is rap about killing each other. Why won't I want to ask them this: who's making more money off of this music? It show ain't rap. These niggas broke.
Right.
I'm telling rappers do not. These Negroes are broke. You know what I'm saying? They got more average things than the average black person, but they not making no money like that. Especially the drill rappers. The drill rappers ain't making no money.
Right.
They the brokest out of all of them. They like the shooters of the industry. And if the shooters don't make no the shooters the brokest one out of all of them. Go ahead.
Nah, what you bringing out heavy, man, because it makes where you see your only way out is not really just realize they better off making content. They're rapping, they start rapping, enough, then they go be on. do that. So people will show up, they show up. They tell me. Then I'm become a personality and a musician, but the music got me to start.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like the music got to branch out into something else, and then even back in the day, a lot of them rappers weren't really getting
They
they
know
would
it.
get bad contracts. See, this is what happened when you young, you impressionable, you reach. I think that's really they call. It ain't really they call chain out, and the women don't really like it.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Some big stars. I see that they had with them, and I was like, that's kind of tough.
Mhm.
By myself, that was. You understand? They really always with
Right.
because of it calls us to go sin to try. You
Mhm.
understand? And that's I'm in the book of James, chapter 4.
Get it for them if you got to get it. No, but that's heavy about what you're bringing out because a lot of our, especially young brothers, man, a lot of them need to know this. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them need to know.
And if I could, this also to be because the scriptures to covetousness is idolatry. A brother that wants things that to the point where you worship them more than you worship God, that's a sin. You understand what I'm saying? Because you're worshiping that. You're worshiping that brother drunk binge. You're worshiping the riches. I'm not telling nobody drive. You understand? You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? Um, kind of bring out what I was saying first.
Bring it out for them.
And I'm gonna say this too, real quick.
Mhm.
When I came into the school in 2016, and I could look at Chris Bronco, I had much more words for it. Because of the Israelite school, the fact that none of this actually have actually the Bible. Literally, I wish we could see what the algorithm on the internet was for certain scriptures. If I type Z, that's what will pop up.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But it pops up more, no matter what device you're using. We do so much, and there's so many people around the world now that's actually scriptures. Bring something out. I never heard this not once.
Mhm.
That I needed to know. This book of James, chapter 2, verse 1.
Yeah.
It says, whence come wars and fighting among you? Come they not hence, even of the lust that war in your members. You understand what I'm saying? And that's big here because we are warring. You would just stop that's going to bring you more attention. You understand what I'm saying? You want to be a rapper. You know the rappers that used to get killing other people. Now you got to make up somebody. You understand what I'm saying? The things that you're lusting after through your flesh, it's women, it's attention, whatever it is, that's where all our wars as a people is coming from.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? And that's what we learn to contain in the Israelite. That's what we battle. You understand? Your flesh is at war with your spirit, and that war in your flesh that you lose is
Yeah.
that's what the scriptures is bringing out. It says, "From whence come wars and fighting among you? Come they not hence, even of your lust, war in your members. Ye lust and have not." So we'll sit here and we lust for money all day and be broke. You robbing people and you broke. So when you get the money, you robbing somebody, you broke.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You out here taking women. All women is really with you. You understand what I'm saying? You done got all this money, did all this and that, and the woman looking at you like, oh, he a trick.
Right.
She over there with you. She not with you.
And then what I said, we got to thank God for the Israelite school of UPK. Not to cut you off, we got to thank God for the Israelite school of UPK because exactly what you just said, Commander Jenny Hanna done taught us well and raised us up right to where we know how to understand what life is really about when it comes to some of that nonsense. I remember Commander Jenny Hanna said, we got men in here that want to touch a woman, 15, 16 years old, don't even want to touch a woman. You know what I mean? Until he get himself right, until he know what it is. And then, and then he also mentioned that he's going to raise up these brothers, to take care of these women, and that he said, you love that man. You want to wash his socks because these brothers are rare. I'm sorry, guys, but we probably got to get into it. We probably got to get you'll have to. You got to put it. You got to pull that scripture where it says, "In that day, a man will be more precious than fine gold." And what I mean by that is, for people who's new to the truth, if you never knew that you was Israelite, and this is the first thing that you clicked on, I'm gonna tell you about what I mean about that. That brother that's taking out that trash at Wendy's, the brother that's considered a brokey by all the women out here, that brother that's a janitor at that job, that brother, you know what I mean, who who's not fortunate to do the things or take his kids out to certain places. You know what I'm saying? All he has is money for the bill. One day, when all this crap comes up out of America, and everybody eyes is open to what the truth is, he's going to be considered as fine gold. Not all of us that's lost out here now. You know what I'm saying? Some heathens out here lost. They don't know the truth either. They out here living in this kingdom, and they think that this is what it's supposed to be. Like they really think that this is life. You know what I mean? It's like how people really think that this kingdom is really life. But wait till their eyes is open and they understand that who the real children of God are and what the world how the world is going to end. Right. Meaning this kingdom and this society. They're gonna look at like this is the thing about it. I want to ask the women out here who call the man brokey because he work at Wendy's, he don't have a job or something like that. What do you say? What do you say to the men over there who have to fight? These are heathen men now. After they whole country got blew in the smithereens by bombs, there's no jobs available. Or they shit, and they still find ways to take care of their families in the most dirt that they got to live in. They got no choice. Your whole country got blew the fuck up. So a man got to wake up every day to go find out how he can still bring resources back. So now look at it. I'm gonna let you go. I'm just trying to gather. I'm just trying to gather some data here, Ash. Is that would you look at a man like that because he see his whole country got blown the hell up. Buildings laying everywhere. Paramedics come, whatever come. The camels come and pick up the body. You know what I'm saying? That man ain't got no job, but somehow, you know what I'm saying, he still got to bring some going back to that family. Most cases, they can't come to another country. They ain't got no papers. They got to sit up there, lean on to whatever that's been given to them after they hold. Because you know how the white man is. He'll blow your shit up and then rain rice on you. But you still got to hug that man who country smithereen. Still got to hug his wife and his kids. And they all got to live in the same situation day by day until everything gets right. I want to ask you. I want to ask them a question. What would you do if you was in that situation? Go ahead.
No, bring it out. You know what I'm saying? Heavy. Yeah, the reason why it's heavy is black people, and I said this, I'm almost about like black people are very sensitive in the way that they use information to also change because many people give people instructions on the battlefield in real time. Somebody breaks saying in the battlefield, like, yeah, they coming up on this side, well, you got to worry about this over here. If reinforcements gonna come from over here, y'all should go do yourself over here. Y'all need to retreat. But before you couldn't say that. You just go out in the field and whatever happened. Mm-hmm. So they learned from back then, okay, boom, now we got radio. We get it even quicker. So that's an information gathering tool. Information is important. Information is important. We've been misinformed. We've been misinformed about who God is. Thinking we're sitting here talking about how they blew the buildings. What about you looking at a man who's been being lynched? Mm-hmm. You're looking at a man who the so-called oppressor after lynching him, it was you in murder your family. Mm-hmm. You looking at people in certain areas where your whole family is there. far rampant white supremacy in the South. Over, I think, 2 million black people ran from the South to the Midwest, to the North, to everywhere. We was running everywhere. He don't have no job. Getting destroyed.
Right,
They
right.
sent crack up here to destroy.
Yeah,
His mother and his father were either drug dealers or drug. What are you talking about?
right. Yep.
There is no inheritance when your father's a drug addict. There is no inheritance when your mother's a drug addict.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? When you on Section 8 and your mom got psychological issues, what are you supposed to do? How are you supposed to be a man?
That's the thing about it. That's why I'm glad you brought up that pop the balloon challenge earlier. And, I mentioned in the class before how the lady was like, "Yeah, it's just the shoes for me. In slavery, we was taking care of our family. We have no shoes." But that was considered a real man
Right.
when you stood up for the wife and you was about to unalive the master when your kids about to get taken. We didn't have any shoes. But the nonsense that we carry today.
If I could, that's why what that's why like
Yeah.
when I seen the sister, because she told her brother, she was like, "Oh, this is designer, this is designer, this is designer." I was like, yes,
Right, right,
you don't even
right.
get it.
Right.
I needed somebody I could build make my kids be, areas where they can know that what you're wearing on that. Who are you on the inside? You understand what I'm saying? Like it's more important things than what you can buy and what you buy. Back
You're gonna find out the hard way.
I think that was
Hmm.
you rather to be well off as a people.
Yeah.
You understand? You rather be class people on each side, be middle class nigga, among black Hispanics and everything.
They will.
And I'm gonna tell you something else too. You're we are choosing to be a second class citizen so we try and even though his even though his water is saying we got to do our own his water. When you drink another man's water, it's another man God. He controls it. When you follow another man's religion,
Exactly what we're living in.
and that's what we live in right now. But we are a nation that we are not they not people. Treat us like people. We're trying to it's like right now we got the July coming up.
Hmm.
Now somebody said y'all want this next month, a brother July, you will be outside with red, white, and blue. You was a slave when it happened.
He wasn't even free.
So you want to celebrate your oppressor get his independent when your ass was a slave.
Right.
You was
Yeah.
you was like a horse. You see what I'm saying? You wasn't even a man. But they call
Right.
hey,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
A lot of us, it ain't brainwashed. I want to touch back on to that topic you just made that was so heavy though, about how you just said you got all this stuff on and it doesn't even matter. Uh, it's women out here, man, and they wonder why the more richer a woman is, she goes for the most brokest man in the world. Not because. So this is the thing. This is the thing that I want them to understand. Because some women, they'll go try to find a man who makes similar type of income, a man who they don't consider as a liability, a man who they feel like they don't have to take care of. The most richest women, black women in the world, go for the regular person. The reason why they do that, T.I. said it best. Sometimes you make all this money, man, you want things that money can't buy. Nobody can buy real good. You know what I'm saying? It's natural. You know what I'm saying? A woman is already fighting day by day. She's a slave. Black women are slaves. Right? So when she's getting a little bit of money, what's that lady name on the talk? The older, uh, Shannon Sharp. podcast. She said something that was heavy. She said, she's a hoe. It's like it's my language. But she said something that was heavy. She said, when she do get a man or something like that, she said, I'm gonna give him my check. You know what I mean? He can handle it in the way he sees fit because that's the way I was raised. Is what she said. You know what I mean? And when women ain't raised no other way, that's all they know. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by that is that women out here, they got the bins, they got everything, they have everything. You know what I mean? They slaves as well to get to that certain type of level. And now that they got there, they just want somebody they can be close to. They might not be the brother with all the money in the world. They love the nigga that they might consider for a nigga who working 9 to 5 at such and such plant over here. You know what I'm saying? And be cool with it. If you look at the story between Miss Pat and her husband, she said, even though it was a different story between Miss Pat. He took care of Miss Pat for years. She got on, and I think he worked at like a he built engines or something like that. And by the time she got on, she retired him, and she said, "All he do now is just take leaves out of he sits back." You know what I'm saying, man? You know, when T.I. had said that, that was something heavy right there because black people we got to think of that in a different way. But you know what I'm saying? We want things that, this is what the Lord wanted us to do. You know what I'm saying? The Lord wants you to black love. The Lord wants you to love each other naturally. You know what I mean? To follow his laws, statutes, command. The Lord wants us to do all those things. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to be peer pressured and joining our oppressors and living out what he thinks a relationship is. Go ahead.
Good. This go right back. Another thing about it is not necessarily what you got. It's the spirit that you get.
Yeah.
It's a lust that drove you to get those things. So everything you get is like I and like piece of she's so evil. Like you're useless. That's why you're running around being a hoe at your age. And I noticed because I worked in the same hotel for a couple of years, right?
Yeah.
I would see the black families and the same families, right? It was almost similar to between the husband and the wife,
Mm-hmm.
where the man, woman, damn near say, but they would speak a little bit. He'll speak first. I do it. She'll say, "Will the child come out?" And they're not doing the most. You know what I'm saying? He's driving the thing up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They, personality, not a lustful personality. It's like, okay, this is who I am. I'm walking who I am. This is what I'm doing. I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? And I would see these same, I've seen these children
Black.
yeah, black people. Like I've seen that, and I've seen that kids get crazy. Like after like the pandemic, I see pandemic. They like, oh man, it's so good to see. I'm like, she got so much bigger. Like, yeah, man, she's from the past. We come here, man, the pandemic, messing stuff. We doing it. It's a couple of things that I like that. And you can tell that they got resources. They got
Yes.
it wasn't a love spirit. It wasn't. I got to show. I got to do this. Do that. You know, go right back.
No, what he did, we chose wisely. What happens is that uh, even though they might be in the world, but some brothers they have. How can I say it? Because it was natural in black people that when you lay down with a woman, you want to make sure that's the right for you. You know what I'm saying? Because before, and I'm gonna say this because I was gonna get into this anyway. Before, it wasn't popularized to get with a hoe out. It wasn't.
Right.
Brothers wasn't doing this shit, especially kissing them all in the mouth. You got dating shows. Now, I do not understand this because back in the days, if you were found kissing a 304 in the mouth, dog, brothers was on your ass. Nah, this shit is popular. They passing girls around in the street, wifing them up and all that. And then she was just with this rapper, not she with this rapper, not she with this. This wasn't even pop. You'd rather get with some low key, just like what you just said. You know what I mean? It wasn't in the spirit of lust. Just I just chose wisely. You know what I'm saying? This is my best friend. This is my, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's just like, you know how you spend quality time with your rib. You know what I mean? She feels like that's your friend. You could talk to her about anything. You know, I'm a hardcore man. Sometimes I don't talk to my rib about nothing. She don't need to be all up in my business like that. That's just me. But you know what I mean? This is for the people. So I gotta give it to them. I gotta deliver to Israel what I gotta deliver, y'all. Don't be like me. Yeah, I'm cold as ice when it comes to shit like that. I don't talk at all. I'm a walking question mark when it comes to these with my real about. But but when you talk to I mean, you want to feel like that's your best friend. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And then I feel like, man, you don't really need it. You know what I mean? It's very legal according to the Bible to have multiple women, but man, if you got a broad like that, man, you don't really need multiple. You know what I'm saying? If you could just lock in on your purpose, and you got a woman like that, man, you don't need another one. I mean, no, I wouldn't even rush. You could. I mean, if you know what I mean? If you know the responsibilities of it, because you know, coming up as a young man, you know what I mean, before all the trauma that gets put on you from this world, you know what I mean? Because you know the world is going to put this within this kingdom is going to put that trauma on you not to trust women. You know what I'm saying? But you know that's every young brother's so-called dream. You know what I mean? Dream woman is to have a woman like that. You know what I'm saying? Deal with. You know what I'm saying? Have kids with, lock in, have goals, make some money with. You know what I mean? Build a life with. You know what I'm saying? Smack on the butt while she cooking breakfast in the morning. The whole movie shit. She like you for my language. This is the only way that I could be able to break it out and say it. You know what I'm saying? I just like for my language, everybody. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Hey, baby. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? What you cooking? Yeah, but that's the young brother's dream. You know what I'm saying? To have a woman that you know what I mean you could talk to about anything and stuff like that. Man, we want to bring all that back into the black community because that was us. The thing about it is we acting like we never was there. That was the black community. You ever watch My Wife and Kids? We ever watch them shows with Martin and Gina? We acting like the thought era was just the whole era of, and the love and hip hop era. That's just the way Negroes just always have. That never was us. Go ahead.
You know, you know, I
Right.
never like
Right. So she had clothes on.
she,
Oh,
because
oh,
she's the blueprint for why
I thought you said it like she had clothes on before.
we have
Oh, okay.
now like at least along and your sister that had clothes.
What at Alicia Keys and Lee Long get? I said, "What's up?"
Don't be concerned when you see uh,
Uh,
I'm just gonna say that too for now. Them was two of my earliest ones where it's like, and then you know what I'm saying?
Sidebar. It hurt my feelings, and I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell everybody something. I'm gonna let Oz continue. My crush was a heathen, and I'm mad as hell because I'm from Georgia, and everybody know I'm 18 here. Man, I was in love with Nunu, nigga. When I found out that that was a heathen, my whole world. I ain't even gonna lie. Continue. Huh?
The women that I used to see growing up, they the lives with they clothes on.
Yeah,
First time I seen a woman go outside and she had like a blue out with a little I was I didn't understand. I didn't like it.
yeah.
So then when like you get to today and all the women these outfits look crazy and dressing crazy, it was like I never liked it. Like that wasn't something I was taught to like as a kid. It's just like this world is sexuality when everybody over sexualized, he just made it.
The gangsters don't even want it. I remember watching gangster movies. We ever watch Shot Eyes, right? We watch Shout Outs. We watched all the gangster movies. This for the young brothers, man. Because I'm starting to see the morale. That wasn't morality either. But still, we when you have a 304, you treated her. Well, I was in the streets before. You treated her like a 304. You didn't treat her like a wife. It was always The woman who they call weak, the woman who they call the slave. They was the one that was in the kitchen. That was the main one in all the gangster movies. Take it to the entire. You had the mistress, and then you had the woman who he woke up with in the bed every day. That was the woman who was clothed, who was taking care of the kids, who talked soft and feminine, who everybody in her family thought that he was treating her like shit. That was the broad that a nigga chose. Now, all of a sudden, Nero's waking up with 304s in the bed, trying to treat him like wives. What is going on with this generation? She's a 304. Go ahead. Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, but on the internet, they don't know who she is. She be princess. You see what I'm saying? She is not.
She's a queen.
You see what I'm saying? Where, like you said, back then you treated her like 304, but then she's still acting like she too good.
Yes.
I understand, but she's still, you know, and I'm not saying that woman should change. They get attention. They get more attention.
That that's a problem. That's a problem because you know what I mean by that. You treat them like 304 because you know what I mean. I know some of the most hardest men in my family. You know what I'm saying. Me and you was arguing about this the other day, but I give you the props on it. It don't matter how hard you is. You know what I'm saying. You still gonna have that woman that you gonna do something for. That's it. I don't know about the blessing your ass with I'm gonna hide that, but you know what I'm saying. It's still gonna be that woman that you never open the door for. That you gonna be like, I do it for every woman. 304s now. I'm sorry, y'all ain't getting a wink from me. But you know what I'm saying. It's still gonna be that. I'm just saying, like how we was coming up back in the days was almost like women who was 304, you treat them like that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't wifing these broads. These niggas ain't wifing and actually trying to be in relationships with them.
Now, so like, we're not saying the women who miss not, you know what I'm saying, also to the truth and
Oh yeah, well, okay. What I'm saying is, if you lay with them, you still right.
we're not saying that.
If you stick them, you with them. That's Israelite culture. If you lay with them, I got y'all. We got to clear that up first. We got to clear that up first.
Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, people gonna think that because of what we saying.
No, no.
So I'm gonna give a real life example.
I'm glad you cleared it up.
If I meet a woman, I'm supposed to gravitate towards me being and changing to deal with herself differently and come about it. But if she's going to remain being the 304, you're not supposed to mess with her.
Not supposed to mess with her.
You
No.
see what I'm saying? Even in the exchange of us talking, it's like you don't even have to. You just come being the truth.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You stop being 304, you go find your husband, you a different woman.
Yes.
That's what we build. It's still holy upright. It's just the fact that now, push like that's how a woman should be. That's the issue.
Yes, and brothers really think that that's normal, and they don't really see nothing wrong with it. If a woman been with your homeboy and she was in love with him, they got text messages together, they got pictures at the vacations and all that. I cannot get with this broad. Right. You got homeboys sharing broad, and now your homeboy girl that you told me. Go ahead.
Know ye not that your bodies are the members of Christ. Shall I then take Christ and make them the members of an harlot?
Mm-hmm.
God, truth, you're not supposed to marry a harlot into the school. You know what I'm saying? We're joining her on the Christ. You're supposed to be holy. We'll be saying it biblically back up. It says, ye not that, know ye not that joined to harlot is one body. For two saith he shall be one flesh. So now you one body with the harlot. Joined there to us.
Yes.
But he into the Lord is one spirit. But the problem with this is when you marry 304, you bring her around. Start to destroy other things you like, other things that the brothers are going to do. Like now, we got to counsel you every 3 minutes about this.
Yes.
Now she didn't got to way out the truth to where now you pressing on figuring out you can punish her, and she really just evil. You understand? That's the vision that we got and the wisdom we get about how to choose women. Yeah. One of the scriptures.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Now, just imagine you might not understand the bitch, so you get something you look. That's what you know. Go hard on this. I don't know like it's supposed to. You standing there,
Right.
because you got to go up this guy and leave it. You
Mm.
understand what I'm saying? That's the spirit that we're regular. Y'all give basketball player is not good. Now I know he played the high school that was right with new high school. He played basketball, played for the Pelicans right now. And it was like, this is a look, good spirit, everything is cheap, everything you get for the expensive things.
Mhm.
And then this is not a woman that you want to lay to your way destroys kings or something like that.
It's casting pearls this morning.
This is a woman that destroys the king.
Mm-hmm.
And you a young man in this type of woman with a four horse, and Shannon Sharp, see Shannon Sharp is that you understand what I'm
She
saying?
won it?
No, she won.
Oh, I about to say, I didn't know she got it.
You got to fight. She's worried about this and that to her and all this. Why we got to avoid these things.
Exactly. That's the point of the class, too.
And this
Mm-hmm.
woman, brother, we know what it is at school. Brother, you got to you want to try to save somebody. Complex, play damn good and rock. You understand what I'm saying? Or she just and her Jesus is just going to destroy you because that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
They destroy everything. A lot of them destroy their kids. That's a red flag. You around a woman that got kids, you see she just over there destroying her kids. You next.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It's for you too.
Everybody in her way. Like that's something that I stay on my rib about that all the time because, you know what I mean, a certain small characteristic in a woman will show how she deal with everybody. It's just not only like what you just brought out was so heavy. Not only the kids, it's just the man that she's going to be with. It's everybody who she has relationships with. You know, it's psychology. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, this is something that has to be taught anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it. If I walk inside your house and I look at how clean it is, it says everything. If I go inside the car, you know, what I mean, and you know, what I mean, you study somebody, you know, what I mean, it's small, and I did this to women who I was courting, and it happened every time. And, you know, it's popular on the internet when you say, "Let me see that bathroom." They call it two of my crib on the internet when a woman go live in the crib. They were like, "Yep, all that what she talking about. Let me see that bathroom." That's gonna show you everything you got to know about it, bro. And it can be fixed. It can. But I'll give her sister credit on one thing when she said that she wasn't cool with her homegirl no more when she found out that she lied about cheating on him. Because she said that if she lied to this nigga, I know this bitch gonna lie to me. And then again, because if I'm sitting right now, this is period. I ain't gonna lie. I was like this too, because my uncle didn't play that, right? If I'm sitting right next to you and I'm your homeboy, we cool, you my brother, whatever, and I'm hearing you lying to somebody else and you sound smooth as hell to this person, I'm gonna sit back and think, I want to know how much you're gonna lie to me and I believe it. I'm gonna think like that. This show sound good over here. You know what I'm saying? And that's the brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? You gotta fit. Because if I see you lying to somebody, you don't let me catch you doing it. Please don't let me catch you doing it. I'm gonna call you out. But if you lying to somebody and you sound good and they going for it and you sound smooth, I'm gonna think about how many times you done lied to me. I gotta let you know that ain't cool, bro. Because if you do that to him, you damn sure gonna do it to me. I know it's coming. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I ain't know.
Oh no, we're gonna pull one more. We're gonna close it out. I don't know if we kind of went over just a few minutes. So we're gonna pull another, man. Damn, I know we had a lot to go into today, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But y'all, hey, y'all tune in. Make sure y'all subscribe to that YouTube too. Subscribe to the YouTube, man. Check us out on Facebook, TikTok, ISBK Augusta, Georgia. You know what I mean? What did I do? Let me get Luke 6:31. And these are just things that we just bring it out, man. These are milk. This milk that we bringing out right now. I'm saying the scripture I'm about to pull right now is just something normal and something that everybody should know. And what I mean by that is that we need to bring back home training. Because if we really look at your scriptures is home training. This is what we train our kids up with. You know what I mean, with the milk scriptures. And we train milk scriptures when we first come into the school, first come into the truth. Go ahead.
Luke chapter 6:31. And as ye good that men do to you, do ye also to them likewise.
Do ye also to them likewise? So what I mean by that is that, man, there's a whole lot of different stuff going on, man. I remember I was watching this interview yesterday or the day before. It was this brother, man. He was going in. He said, "Man, he said, to be honest with you, man, I got money and stuff like that, but I'd rather chill around broke." He said, "Hell, most he said, man, because you might think because you got all these rich friends, they gonna hold the go from your head and you broke want from you. You know what I'm saying?" He said, he said because I could see that he ain't got no money. You know what I mean? Over with money, I mean they able to hide certain characteristics. You know, they able to hide. It, you know what I'm saying? But you can see somebody broke. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? But I get what he was saying. I actually 100% get it. I got it. You know what I mean? When he said that, I got it. I do exactly what he's talking about. It's the genuineness in a lot of our brothers and sisters. And I said it before. I think I said it about 40 minutes ago. It's like, you go to the ghetto, man, these brothers got swag. I mean, these brothers, if they come into the truth, they're going to understand their power. They haven't been destroyed by that Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? They haven't been destroyed by all that. That slavery that you're working, and you're going to come into this truth and gain more power than you ever life. Because God is going to work. You know what I'm saying? When God see you doing this work, man, you're going to please God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to impress you. I want to impress God. Yeah, can we impress God? I want to impress the Most High. I want to impress the Most High. What can I do for the Most High that make Him smile? You know what I mean? I don't want $1 million from the white man. No, that's gonna come to something that you don't want. You know what I mean? Go ask some people in Hollywood of that. Either they getting robbed daily for some unexpected funds that keep popping up. You know what I mean? Because I seen the one of the brothers, the other rapper brother said, he said as soon as he got money, it seemed like always, man, they always find some way for you to spend it. It's lawyer fees, it's this, it's that, it's that. You might always say that we still broke. You go into that Hollywood, man, they be on you. They do not want you to be rich and successful in their empire. So those brothers out there, you know what I mean, who's waking up every day, wondering why you live that life, or wondering why you ain't got this life, or you still struggling, man. God, you know what I mean, he put you there. Now wake up to the truth. Come and gain some real power. Get into the, you know what I mean? Get to the school, put in some real work. Build up your nation. You know what I mean? The nation is still building. You know what I mean? Have the spirit of God on you, man. And God is going to show you what your position is in life. You know what I mean? Do to each other likewise. You know what I mean? That goes for the sister as well. It's a whole bunch of slimy things going on in this world right now. Nobody gives a damn. Nobody cares. Going to this industries and everything. Like, you got all type of faulty contract, nasty contracts. People getting over each other. Nobody's really taking anything serious. Everybody's worrying about what they can gain off each other. Man, we got to stop that. And it's almost like to be successful in this empire, you gotta do some type of scam or something. There's always some type of scam you gotta do, even on your brother. It's always some scamming stuff. I was saying that. Oh, it's always some type of scam you gotta do on your brother to really get by. You know what I'm saying? It's doing it the right way. That's the hard way to make us. You know what I mean, to be successful in this empire. So the only right way to do it is, man, you gotta gather yourself together. Old nation not decide. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Commute together, talk about things. You could talk about some financial stability, you know what I mean, amongst each other. But we have to do it our way. We can't really take it in our person's way because it's always going to come with a price that we don't want to pay. We shouldn't be listening to them. You know what I mean? Their success is not what the success that God gave us. You know what I'm saying? God has another way He wants us to go. So we got to gather ourselves together, start politicking with each other according to, you know what I mean, the righteousness of the Bible in the Israelite school that you became, man, and we're gonna be good. Just like the man in Jenny Hunter already prophesied. I mean, we're gonna come together, man, and we're gonna start doing things that we never thought we would do. And that's all, and that was just the only step that we had to do. You think that we can't come up out of this? That's just the first step. Why you think that he broke off all communication? Why you think he did it anyway? Because he know if they get together, they gonna start. He could put all rules, he could put barriers up, he could put logs in the river, but they're gonna find a way around it. And we always have. And then again, every time we find a way around it, we start prospering within that area, they're gonna move the goalposts. And they always so you know what I'm saying? Our first step is just to keep gathering ourselves together. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid of anything that can come your way. As far as our oppressors and his weapons of mass destruction, because guess what? That's what God wants us to do. Gather ourselves together, old nation not desired, and come on back to the scriptures, man. And we're gonna rise up out of this hell that we're living in, as long as we do everything according to what God wants us to do. With our ISBK, Augusta, with our ISBK coming out of One West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, teaching up under Commander Jenny Yohana. Man, it was a good class, man. Y'all make sure y'all pay y'all tithes, and we will see y'all next week.